Suddenly it's raining. Suddenly I'm in a different car. Different seat. Basically just like that one. The center console's awfully high up. Rear wheel drive? Thought I had a front wheel drive car. Oh. Higher RPM counter? Red bonnet? Suspicious button that when he presses it. Yay! So it would appear I have a completely different car now. And yes, it is the car that I have been drooling to get for many, many years now. I am the proud owner of 200SX. Still sounds like sex. But, looking at this, that's inviting for a drive, isn't it? The same kind of drive that I did with my Ibiza, isn't it? Even though I actually have a cough in my throat right now. But, as you can see, I've still got some fuel left. I'm thinking I should have a drive. I think I still have my stuff over here. Yep, I still have the same stuff that I need. I'll see you in a moment. Okay. Interesting fact. There's some sort of stuff on the freaking dash that the tape won't stick. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to get some different tape real quick. Alright, so no other tape is going to stick because the surface itself is just too greasy. This is a problem I had when I just bought the car. It was basically, somebody with very oily, greasy fingers, and, well, it took quite some doing to get this thing clean, and now it just feels dirty again. But I think I've got something. If I put you underneath the radio and the little flap, I can still vlog while I drive. Except I gotta look at this footage to make sure that while I'm sat here driving, that you can actually see me. And hear me. So you'll see in a bit. Okay, I've got one last idea, because that isn't really going to work that well, except it means you'll be stuck to the steering wheel. Yeah. That might be an interesting camera for a piece of footage, but I'm not quite sure if that's going to look too good, so I'll just check this footage again as well. So, another moment. Well, there we go. I've got an iPod taped to my steering wheel. Now the only problem is, I'm not sure if you're on. Right, I guess I'll just have to check then. Get the door open. And I have no clue. I guess I'll just have to wing it. If you're not on, this is going to be a lot of lost footage. If you are on, well, this is going to look very silly very quickly. Whew. I guess that time machine worked after all. Silly old video. I never really did do anything with it. Right, let's properly start this thing. I have to insert a key code, which I'll keep to myself, of course. Steering. Shame for you, but now you won't be able to see the flip-up headlights, but hey, you'll be able to see me, and isn't that exactly what you're here for? Oh, hello. That was me mum. I was kind of fearing that I would be in this situation just as I leave. Isn't that just funky? Looking at me like this. I'm going to use the highway so that you guys can hear my turbo whistle, which is a lot of fun, trust me. Also, my car is not too happy with me driving in the rain right now. It's jittery. Right, going left. My car is acting a bit sluggish. Not quite sure why. Maybe it's because it's a little bit cold still. Turbo cars are a bit freaky. There it still goes. It's still just fine. I'm fairly sure that you're still going to hear the clickety-clack of that little counterweight inside the iPod, which I still use for recording because it's just that mobile. I would have used my iPad, but no. I'm not quite sure why this thing is behaving a bit oddly at the moment. But it could just be me. Of course. I'm trying my best not to knock my iPod off with my thumb. Man. You know, this piece of footage is probably not going to be as interesting, so with a little bit of luck for you guys, I'll be cutting pieces out here and there, just to make sure you only get the interesting bits. Like when I steer. Maybe I'm just staying too low in revs. That might be it. Also, it appears the heating of the rear window does absolutely nothing. I'm a bit scared to actually use the wiper because the little motor in the wiper is, well, on its last legs. I bought this car in as good of a state as I think I could get it, but it's still a project car, really. It drives, but there are several things that just need to be done. Things like, well, there are still holes from the spoiler on the back, on the boot lid. I need to get rid of that, or want to get rid of that. God. There's other things. Just can't think of them right now. I need to clean this interior again. The antenna is, well, it doesn't fold out entirely. Nor does it fold in entirely. So that needs to be replaced at some point. My reception of radio is just fine. It's just, yeah. it kind of needs to be dealt with. Oh yeah, forgot my driver's license with me. That would have been horrible if I forgot my driver's license and had to drive all the way back. That was me going around the roundabout. Next up, me going right onto the highway. Thanks to the rain, I can't quite entirely floor it. At least not until I'm pointing straight. But I'm gay! Not quite. A little bit of everything. Now. How's that? I hope you can hear all that. The whistling, the gentle whistle of the turbo, and the fact that I get up to speed fairly quickly. The back window heater is doing something finally. This is definitely an interesting piece of footage, I'm sure. You know what? I kind of feel a bit odd driving on the highway right now because this is a rear-wheel drive car, and even though I've got brand new tyres on it, I just feel a little bit unsafe in the rain, and I'm pretty sure that's just a mental thing. But yeah, you know, funnily enough, with as far as RPMs go, I can go, I think 2,000, 3,000 RPMs higher than with my previous car, the Ibiza or Ibiza for some people. I'm not sure what the official term is in English, proper English. But yeah, thoroughly enjoying this car, thoroughly. Quite muchly. I am afraid I was a little bit distracted with you for a moment ago, but as I look in the mirror, in the rearview mirror right now, I didn't realize I had an Audi there. Oh well. It seemed clear when I went. I had no bumps, no crashes. Why is that van not going to the right? I wonder. There's another big truck. I'm not sure if they're called a semi. Whatever. These big cargo hauling things. Overtake the van or not? I would like to be able to. Kind of focusing right now. my exit is coming up. I say my exit, but I mean, you know, the place I get off the highway. I wish it was dry so I could just get out somewhere and show you the exterior of the car a bit more. That might have to wait for another day. I'm trying to resist the urges to drift around corners now. Because one, I don't have the experience, and two, it's a public road. And it's not quiet. Or at least not quiet enough for me to be happy with it. Now this car did come with a few issues. It's got a keypad, for instance. Now that's all fine and dandy because the keypad prevents it from being stolen. The only problem is the second day I had it, when it stalled, the keypad malfunctioned, and I had to disconnect and reconnect the battery in order to get it on again. In order to turn it on to, you know what I mean. Oh, now that's a classic. Man, I sound like a pig. Oh shit, it stalled again. Don't know how or why, but I'm glad the fan behind me was being a bit, whatchamacallit, a bit patient with me. Not sure why it does that. It might be the battery. It sounds like an electrical problem. The dynamo didn't quite stay up to snuff. The battery's fine, but I'm not sure. Well, either way, it's time to turn off that thing. The rear window heater. Just don't quite understand why it's stalled. It's just, you know, braking. But yeah, it's it's a stronger engine, but it's also an older engine, so it's a bit sensitive, really. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong or what's going wrong. All I know is that I managed to restart it this time. So this is the third stall I've had in this car. I'm getting a bit tired of that freaking wiper. And of this fucking snot. Oh well. On the way back, got off the exit. We're taking the in-between route off the highway back home. It's a nice place, or it's a nice area, but I'm just now just concerned about what makes this thing stall. It stalls when I downshift and brake. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I was wondering whether that means I need to heel and toe just to get the engine in the right revs when I downshift. Or maybe I just need to specifically downshift one gear at a time and release the clutch. Not sure at all. Well, one part on this route actually does have the area where I stalled the last time, so it should be alright. Or at least I should be able to replicate it, I hope. Then again, I don't want to replicate it. I don't want to replicate it at all. Sorry, that was an advertisement sign over there. This is annoying, that sound. At least it means the windshield wipers work, but... well, the noise doesn't always mean they work, but they work. But yeah, they are a bit on the louder side. Oh, how annoying. Now you're holding on there. Probably looks really suspicious down there, doesn't it? I just hope I've got all this footage. If not, then then I've been driving like a real tot for no reason. Actually, no, I've not been driving like a tot, but I've been talking to myself like a tot for no reason. A big old musty tot. I don't even know what that means. I'll just say it, you know. I just say it. And it makes some sense to me and all that. I'm not quite sure how, don't ask me. Arg. I don't want to downshift really, but I have to. Because I had to decelerate further than I anticipated. So yeah, this weather isn't really letting me show you the damn car on the outside. I guess that'll have to come later. I'm not even sure if I can detach this iPod by just ripping the tape. I wonder what that smell was from. Must have been outside, I suppose. Although for a moment I almost felt like my car stalled again. Deceleration. And it's pulling a bit to one side, but I think there is a little bit of wind out here. But yeah, my steering does feel a little bit funny. A little bit unstable. I hope my wheels are still properly attached. I'm just gonna drive a little bit careful now. Maybe I'm aquaplaning. No, that wouldn't make sense. I'm in a corner. Steering is really tough on this car, by the way, when it stalls. Suddenly, you know, no aid whatsoever. Man, I'm actually concerned on this drive. I can just wobble my steering wheel like this and not really wobble that much on the road. I think that's the problem. I've got a little dead zone. God, I bloody well hope not. I definitely lost all trust in my steering all of a sudden. Well, that's the thing with this car. It definitely is adventurous to drive, isn't it? Upside down and back upright. Now I can just calm down that freaking windscreen wiper because I'm going slow. So it doesn't need to wipe as much. Because going fast through rain in a car does mean you get more wetness on your windscreen. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I'm just imagining things, you know. That's quite entirely possible too. I hope. I don't know. I don't know what I hope right now. I hope my car's fine. That I just imagine things. Oh well. Guess I'll have to check the bolts on my wheels. Because of course they've all been taken off when I had the new tyres installed. And I need to use a torque wrench, or you know, one of those things specifically set to a certain amount of force that you can't really apply more force than that. Hey, no hands. Well, I hope that was an interesting drive for you guys too. I hope this is interesting to look at on the computer at all. I hope. We'll have to see, won't we? Now, let's see if I can detach this tape without any problems, so I can just see if it was recording the entire time. There we go. And it was 27 minutes. Alright. I've not been looking like a tot. Well, I'll see you inside. I'll show you a few shots of the car if I can. Right, it's still raining. But I wanted to show at least a shot of the car on the outside. That's where the spoiler was. And that's the entire thing. Beautiful, is it not? I've got the pig nose version, as you can see. Anyways, enough of that. Right, here we are back in my room. I can show you a few pictures of the car. I don't actually have any pictures yet of the flip-up headlights as they are now. I've only have some of how they were when I just bought it, because there was some plastic missing on one side, which I got now, so you know. But it's horrible weather outside. I had the mood, I just didn't have the weather on my side in order to make a nice video, but oh well. But yeah, I hope some clever editing on at the start of the video. I'm going to be doing a lot of cutting, I think, in the video. I should do, because my videos tend to be too long. And yeah, so hope you enjoy the fact that I've made another video, but I'm pretty sure only Nick, well, you know him as Vivex, only Vivex is going to really watch my video. Maybe Paul Smart from Piece of Pie Software. Other than that, you know, I haven't really been doing anything, so I can understand there's not really a lot of you left that actually watch these videos, but alas, I'm not much in an uploading mood or recording mood. Not just recently, but for a long while now. Oh well. Maybe another video soon, depending on whether or not I've got a job soon. Just depends, I guess. So, I do the whole thumbs up and little sheen thing, but I'm really not in the mood for that. Bye-byes.